Zola Aych Croft. Yeah.
Zola Aych Croft. That does sound like a medicine. Let's do that.
Good job, Zola. Proud of you.
Thank you, Father. Hello. This light is very bright. I can't see any of your faces. I didn't get to finish this joke last week, so I'm gonna start off by doing it this week. I think Santa Claus is real. And I think Santa Claus was captured by the US government, and I think they have him in holding. I think it was a couple years ago, back when America was a lot more jolly, like in the 40s and 50s. I mean, there was a lot more abuse back then, but people did seem a lot jollier. I think it was around when that jolliness ended, that is when Santa Claus got captured. I think it was one Christmas one night, he was making his rounds, and the American government shined a spotlight, shot him down, dragged him in, and he is the reason why we have Area 51. I think they stripped him of his powers, and I think they gave those powers to the police. The reason I say that is, so a couple years ago, I was on a road trip from Albuquerque, New Mexico to Denver, Colorado. It's like an 8-hour drive. Most of it's beautiful landscape in the absolute middle of nowhere. And I was a new driver. I'd never really driven my car fast before, so I wanted to see how fast I could make it go. And it was the middle of nowhere, just like a straight road for like miles until the horizon ends, and same thing behind me, just straight road, and there was no cars at all on the road. So I just wanted to see how fast I could make my car go, so I just slammed on the gas and just kept moving forward. And out of nowhere, I see these sirens come up behind me, and I'm like, I can't say the F word, so I made that noise. So I get pulled over, and he talks to me, and he's like, I just caught you going 99 miles an hour. And I thought, whew, because I was going 120. And so he gives me the option, I can either show up in court, or I could just pay the fine flat out, which would go on my permanent record. Which they always told me was like this like terrifying thing. But personally, I think the permanent record is as real as Santa Claus is. And so I think this cop has Santa Claus's powers because he has the eyes to see what everyone is doing at all given times, and he decided to swoop on me like a vulture having his first meal of the month. And so yeah, I just went about my day. I told him, yeah, I'll show up in court. And of course, this was like the middle of COVID, so there was no court. I had to show up on Zoom, which was funny, I thought. And so yeah, that process went on. And so my second speeding ticket was also in New Mexico. This wasn't a major freeway. This is one of those like side roads that go off of freeways into like another town somewhere.
Oh, did you beat the ticket?
Did I what?
Did you beat the ticket? Ticket 1.
Yeah, I put on this like sob set for the judge. That's the word. I showed up on Zoom. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And she was like, okay, it's fine. Just don't do it again. But I did it again. So about a year later, I'm driving into Mexico. It's like 2 a.m. Absolutely dark out. There's no cars. It's just like some random road, middle of nowhere. And I was going like 80 in a 55. And I look in my mirror and I see these blue lights. And me, being naive, my first thought is, oh, an emergency vehicle. I should pull over so they can get where they're going. And then once I saw that they pulled up behind me, I thought, oh, shit. And so, you know, like since that first ticket, I've been like practicing like good like alibis in my head to like if I get pulled over again, what I would say to the cop. And I had like all these things ready to say, but of course, like when the window comes down, he starts talking to me, I just like forget everything. But what I did able to come up with when he told me that I was speeding is I told him, I didn't see any speed limit signs on the road. I didn't know I couldn't go this fast. And then he just pulls there are signs. So I ended up just paying the ticket flat out right there on the spot because I didn't want to go to Zoom court again. And since then, I've just been like really paranoid about speeding. And this is like in New Mexico where they're like super strict on speeding. And I was like always like passive aggressive when I saw like a cop pass me. I'm like, officer, you see me, right? I'm going the speed limit. You're proud of me. And nothing ever happened since then. And so I moved to the city like a little less than a month ago, and definitely what I noticed is that going the speed limit here is too slow. Like, I was going the speed limit and people were honking at me to go faster. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? It wasn't until like my second week here that I saw a cop going 40 in a 25. Then I thought, okay, it is cool to go that speed here. Speaking of permanent records, I still don't really get what that is. Is there like a file somewhere with my name on it that says you did bad and now that's gonna like haunt me forever? Like, where is it? I can't see it, but apparently it's down somewhere. In my opinion, a permanent record is Abbey Road by the Beatles. I think that's a record that's gonna go on forever. Ooh, shout out my Beatles fans. Also, another permanent record is WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. WAP, which we all know, is an acronym that stands for We Are People, which women are. They are people. Can I get a round of applause for that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think I have some sort of bipolar disorder or some sort of thing wrong with me, because like I'll wake up in a really cheery mood, ready to go to work. And then like 5 minutes into my shift, I'll be like, everyone. Again, I can't say the F word, so I have to improvise a noise. Isn't it strange how they always like, as soon as like there's something like anxious or depressed about me, they're always like pressing me like, it's a disorder. No, I'm just sad. Because of the world. The world makes me really sad. The world's in disorder. That's my time. Thank you, everybody.